let's talk about this from an angle that the news wasn't really covering, but is incredibly significant. We are talking about the first time ever that a woman was poised to become the Democratic Party's presidential nominee. Okay? Now, this is something that, I don't know. I mean, there's something about Hillary Clinton. I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but the way that she is often positioned in the media, I don't want to say that they downplay her as a woman, but I think unfortunately, because she is so strong and someone who is so pragmatic, that oftentimes the fact that her presidency is really historic is overlooked. And I'm not saying that this is coming from me. I'm just saying the way that it's presented in the media.
I completely agree with that.
You know?
I mean, I think Hillary Clinton, as much as you can love or you can hate her, but she is a trendsetter. I mean, she was the first woman to ever serve in the United States Senate from the state of New York, right? And now she is the first woman in American history to be the nominee for a major party in this country. And no matter what you say about how much you hate her policies, no matter what you say about her husband, no matter what you say about her emails, no matter what you say about the Clinton Global Fund, what we saw on Tuesday in Brooklyn after she clinched a nomination after the California primary should have sent shockwaves through every single American to think that less than 100 years ago, this is 100 years ago, Rich.
Exactly 100 years
women
ago.
could not vote in this country.
Oh, I thought
and to remember,
I thought you were going to say 100 years ago, the first woman was elected to the House of Representatives.
Yeah, but women couldn't vote in this country. And think about that, and think about the legacy, and you have to remember, as much as you might not like Hillary Clinton, from a historical vantage point, she stands on the shoulders of amazing women. People like Shirley Chisholm, who ran in the 80s, right? People like Fannie Lou Hamer, who weren't allowed to even be seated at the Democratic National Convention in the 60s. To now see today that a woman, Caddy B, all the people, Sojourner Truth, all these women, Seneca Falls, all those women who said we not only deserve the right to vote, we are equal to men. To know that today in America, it took us a long time to get here.
Yeah.
But now a woman sits on the top of the ballot for the Democratic Party, for any major party, as the nominee is quite a powerful thing. And what I saw during the results, Anna Navarro on CNN, who's a staunch Republican, even she said, for a moment, she said, it sent shockwaves through my body to know 100 years ago, I couldn't vote, and to know today that a woman is sitting.
Significance.
Exactly, and to all the people who hate her, hate all you want to.
It's a completely separate issue.
But acknowledge the historical nature of this nomination, this campaign.
I mean, and that's not really something you're hearing from the media at all right now.
No.
And I mean, listen, as much as you hear from folks on the right wing all the time how we're living in this post-racial society, this post-sexism society, the bottom line is we are the United States of America, and in 2016, we are just now getting to only having a nominee from a major political party for president be a woman.
And we're behind the developed world, right? Even though we claim to be the trendsetters, remember, in the United Kingdom, you had Margaret Thatcher. In Germany, you had Angela Merkel.
Absolutely. And you're even seeing in some Muslim nations, which, you know, you love the right wing to say how backwards and crazy Muslim people are.
In Pakistan, they have
female prime ministers.
So it took America, I think that's part of the double standard that exists in America. We are so great, and we're the world's best democracy, and we are everything to everybody when it comes to rights and freedoms. But when most of the time, when given the chance, when given the opportunity, we let white privilege prevail over doing the right thing.
Sure. In
South African apartheid, we should have been the first nation to say there's something wrong here. In World War II, when we went to war against the Nazis, what they were doing to the Jews and to the Gypsies and to the Polish, we forgot that right here in America, we were doing the same thing. Almost the same level, the same type of discrimination and lynching to African Americans. So for the nation that's always on the cusp of fighting for justice and fighting for liberty and equality for all, a lot of times we fall short. And I think we've got to own that. We've got to own that. And what Hillary Clinton's presidency represents is a step forward, just like Obama's presidency represents. So for those young girls, and I mean, it was interesting, right? Because I was watching something talking about kids and talking about, this is the first time, this will be, in their livelihood, they've never seen a non-black president if you're 8 years old.
That's a pretty amazing way to look at it.
They've never, the first president they know is black.
Yeah.
And now,
That's huge.
in all likelihood, the second president they know will be a woman. So what we are saying to our young people and to our young girls is that anything that you want in this country is possible. And honestly, folks, and I'm not to harken back to us, but I will, is that what this show represents, right? Being the youngest syndicated progressive radio show in the country and being the youngest syndicated African American show in the country is that same jest. Because trust me, if there's anybody who could tell you, the two of us could tell you about rejection.
Oh yeah, 100%.
How many times our show has been rejected? How many times people have basically shit on the Fowler show?
I mean, at this point, rejection doesn't even mean anything to us.
No, it means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing. So I totally, and to bring it full circle, I totally get why Hillary Clinton a lot of times is perceived the way she's perceived. Because she's like, well, hell, y'all hate me regardless. Y'all are going to reject me regardless. Y'all are going to call me the N-word regardless. Sure. I've been called every name under the book. I mean, you could go through my Twitter. I've been called this today. I was called a fag. I was called the N-word. We've been rejected. And, we still press on.